What if I told you that the most powerful leadership tool during a crisis isn't action, it's waiting? Now, I know this sounds counterintuitive. When crisis hits, every fiber of your being screams to act immediately. Your team is looking to you for answers, stakeholders are demanding solutions, and the pressure to do something feels overwhelming. But here's what most leaders don't realize. According to research from immersive labs, the biggest mistake in crisis leadership happen in those first crucial moments when emotions are running the highest. In fact, studies show that organizations led by emotionally intelligent leaders during crises have significantly higher success rates and employee satisfaction. I've spent years working with executives and leadership teams, and I've discovered something fascinating about decision making under extreme pressure. The leaders who consistently make the best decisions during crisis aren't the ones who act the fastest. They're the ones who understand a crucial truth that I am about to share with you. In the next few minutes, I am going to reveal my proven framework for making high stakes decisions under extreme pressure. You'll learn exactly how to navigate any crisis while protecting your team, your organization, and your reputation. But first, let me share a story that changed everything I thought I knew about crisis leadership. Point one, the emotional trap. Let me take you back to a moment that fundamentally changed how I approach crisis decision making. I was working with a CEO who received news that a major policy change was coming, one that could potentially impact 30% of their workforce. His immediate instinct was to start making cuts, restructuring teams, and sending out communications. But here's what's fascinating about fear. It has a way of making things appear much worse than what they are. The acronym FEAR stands for false evidence appearing real. And in the moment, fear was painting a picture of the worst case scenario that felt absolutely real. This is where most leaders make their first critical mistake. They let their emotional response drive their decisions rather than taking time to process and analyze the situation factually. Research from the Business Continuity Institute shows that leaders who make decisions under immediate emotional stress are 3 times more likely to regret those decisions later. Here's what you need to do instead. When a crisis hits, your first step is to identify and acknowledge the emotion you are feeling. Are you experiencing fear, anxiety, anger? Simply naming the emotion helps your brain begin to process it more rationally. This isn't just good advice. It's backed by neuroscience. When you label your emotions, you actually reduce the activity in your amygdala, the part of the brain that is responsible for the fight or flight response. Number 2, the 24-hour rule. This brings us to what I consider the golden rule of crisis leadership, the 24-hour principle. Unless there is immediate physical danger requiring instant action, give yourself 24 hours before making any major decision. This isn't about procrastination. It's about creating space for clear strategic thinking. Here's how the breakdown of the 24-hour rule works. The first 6 hours, process emotions and gather initial facts. The next 12 hours, consult with key stakeholders and experts. The final 6 hours, analyze potential impact and formulate response options. Let me share a real example from the Southwest airline crisis in 2021. When faced with massive flight disruptions due to a winter storm, the leadership team took time to fully assess the situation before making major operational decisions. This measured approach, while initially criticized, ultimately led to the better outcomes for both customers and the company. Number 3, the impact matrix. Once you've given yourself that crucial time buffer, it's time to use what I call the impact matrix. This is where we move from emotional response to factual analysis. Ask yourself these critical questions. What is the actual probability this situation will come to fruition? What is the impact if we act? What is the impact if we don't act? What are their potential risks, whether they be financial, legal, reputational? And how will this affect our team members? Here's where many leaders miss a crucial step: legal consultation. It's essential to understand the legal implications of your decisions before moving forward. I've seen too many leaders make decisions that seem right in the moment, only to face serious legal consequences later. Now, if you want my complete crisis decision matrix template that walks you through every step of this process, click the link in the description to download it. Point number 4, 10-year test. This is perhaps the most powerful tool in crisis decision making, and it's something I learned from working with some of the most successful CEOs in the business. Before finalizing any major decision, ask yourself, when I look back 5-10 years from now, will I be proud of how I handled the situation? This isn't just about long-term thinking, it is about aligning your decisions with your values and your legacy you want to leave behind. Studies show that leaders who consider long-term implications during crisis make decisions that are 80% more likely to positively impact their organization in the long run. Think about New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. During the COVID-19 pandemic, her decisions weren't just about immediate crisis management. They were about how history would judge their response. This long-term perspective led to one of the most successful pandemic responses globally. Remember, in any crisis, the quality of your decisions directly impact not just your organization's success, but the lives and livelihoods of your team members. The framework I've shared today, identifying emotions using the 24-hour rule and applying the impact matrix and implementing the 10-year test, isn't just theory. It is a battle-tested approach that has helped leaders like yourself navigate some of the most challenging crises in their careers. So the next time you're faced with a high-pressure decision, take a moment to pause. Remember, the facts, not the fear, should drive your choices. Your team isn't just looking for quick decisions, they're looking for the right decisions. If you found this framework valuable, you'll want to watch the next video on practical stress management strategies for high pressure leaders. And remember, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss it.